have been singing that to me nonstop every day.
Yeah, someone was
We're hyped. You should be hyped too. Like this is super exciting.
This is what I want to convey to mother through my rap. We are that needle.
good comments, even bad comments. Like I feel like the bad comments are that's how you know it's like big.
How can we focus on Korean reunification as well? Okay.
It's like a profile grid.
Dad,
Sup, Ori?
where are you, Dad? We got the blue jacket. Let's go, Blue Dragon jacket on. What's up,
My
Manny?
jacket.
What's going on?
I just got a white shirt on.
Hey, I should have brought. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of it.
It's Dad. There we go.
Best friend, bro. Best friend.
All right.
Whoa, what?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the cause.
Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Hey, his what is that? That's your producer shirt. You're wearing that when you're filming.
Yep.
Yo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's all the time right now.
Reminds me of Michael Jackson.
Yo, are we recording
Michael
right
Jackson. Discuss a music workshop coming up in September.
now? Enjoying the sharing the video. That's been
Yeah.
fun.
I don't think I ever met you before, so we never spoke about where we're from or anything like that.
Yeah, we just
Maybe
hopped on the
Nicholas.
track.
Yeah, we just hopped on the track and just went straight to work.
We've been handed.
Nicholas.
It got us branded.
Yeah, right. Right. That
People say, "Oh, I heard you singing in that song." It's like singing. Am I singing?
we didn't know each other before this, and we just hopped on the track, just like
Right.
ASAP like Rocky.
Yeah, like we knew nothing
How
about each other.
fast
We
it happened.
just
Oh, Michelle, there's Michelle.
Michelle.
Hey!
Michelle, what's up?
we got that needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The way that
Yo.
people have been singing that to me nonstop every day.
Yeah, someone was telling me about that. Like, someone just kept saying it to you at one point or something. I was like, oh my god.
No, yeah, for real. Here too, Las Vegas during the workshop, Tatsu was like, Tatsu.
That was who it
He
was.
was like,
That's who
needle
it
in the
was.
haystack, needle in the haystack. He was like, I really like Michelle's part.
Oh,
Dude.
mine is the least of the parts. So I don't get it.
No.
Dude, people like your part, man. I think
Yeah.
sisters in particular love your part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
not only sisters, but brothers too. Like a lot of people were saying, like Michelle's part was really good. So
Oh, that's such a freaking
Yeah.
lie.
no.
No, it's not.
When
What are you
we played
talking
it at the
about?
Carp House, when we played at the Carp House, we were like, yeah, Michelle's part was really good. No, for sure. So, I also want to let you guys know. So, good news. Most of us are here. Unfortunate news. Resfred got called in for a dinner meeting with the UPF president, ACLC vice chairman, and 3 bishops. So,
Man.
unfortunately,
Makes
I
sense.
guess I guess there's a
You
different
know,
OBD.
that's a close call. You know, you don't really know
Yeah,
how
it's
to
a close
decide.
call. It's kind of close.
Which
Yeah.
call to go to for that.
That's hard to
It's a toss up with that one, you know.
I don't know. It's both for the sake of OBD, but it's one age group is
right.
probably a little older, so it's just us for today, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, honestly, when you guys were like, "All right, how's Tuesday sound?" and everyone's like, "Yeah, Tuesday," I was like, "How the heck did that happen? That is crazy!" On the first try, that is hard to pull off. So thanks everyone for making it today, and I know Ori, you said that you're kind of on a little bit of a time crunch. How long do you have with us?
Probably after I share, and then I'll have to watch
Oh,
this.
he's gotta go.
Okay.
I'll have to watch this later.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. 'Cause
Okay, that's fine.
Like kind of like you said, like I wanted to make sure this call happened, so I was like, yeah. Tuesday. Let's do
Yeah.
Tuesday. That should work. I can be there.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. No,
Nice.
I think the purpose, I was talking with Mas about this. Purpose of calling it together is just, first of all, celebrating freaking 50,000 views, 51,000 now, I think, on YouTube, which is, yes. Yeah. Hands up to
Can't believe
y'all,
that.
to OBD, to God for that, and also just to like see how we've been up to, how we've been reacting, feeling since, the video came out, any like interesting testimonies or just whatever has come up. And also just a little bit of like what we're thinking of doing in the future too, because you may have to, that might be a little later, Ori, so we'll fill you in if we need to. But yeah, there's some future plans Masa and I have been discussing. I'm sure you guys have something on your end too. So yeah, we just want to see, what it's like and just kind of treat this as like a celebration party. So Ori, if you do want to go first, like we'd love to hear what's been on your life recently since OBD.
Absolutely. Are we recording? Oh yeah, Mossy already doing that?
Yeah, actually, also Nick, if you could record as backup, that'll be great too.
Sure. All right, if that's cool with everyone, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Recording in progress.
All right.
Yeah, so thank you, Nicholas. Where do I even start? Like, this project started from this it was the brainchild of Masataka. So I just want to give the flowers to Masa on this one, because without his drive and his perseverance for asking, like, hey, do you want to be on the song? Hey, do you want to be on the song? Hey, do you want to be on the song? And like not really having a clear vision, just having like a clear like heart. I think that was really interesting, right? So the vision for this song was really all over the place. It could have been anything, but it was really the heart that was driving it in a clear direction. And so, Masa, you did a fantastic job with that. And of course, you were, doing all the filming with everybody, finding time, sacrificing sleep, all these different things to make sure that this video happened. Not only with the production, but Masataka also did all the marketing. He was reaching out to all of these people. He was telling everyone, hey, look at this video that we have. Look at this. Look at what we got going. Hey, like, oh, did you share this video with I forgot all the leaders' names, but he was on everybody, making sure that it was happening. And because of Masa, I just want to say thank you. And, without your perseverance and your like grit to like make sure that it was like out there, and like, it wasn't like a slow burn. It was like an explosion for the acceptance. And I think that was because he front loaded it, of course. And also, you put some money in there, so thank you for that. It was really, really taking ownership over this project. So I'm very grateful to be a part of this project. So that's really awesome. I'm also very grateful for this project because it gave me an outlet to express like my relationship with True Mother. It gave me an opportunity to communicate with her, and it gave me an opportunity to express myself and experience the emotions that I experience when I'm thinking about her, or like when I think about who she is as in relation to me, and like her influence in my life. So that song was just like so powerful. I love making music. I love writing lyrics and stuff. So it's super fun, especially when it comes together with other people. And not only, in my experience, sometimes collaborating with other artists can be very difficult. But with this, we weren't even like focused too much on that kind of stuff. It was just like, hey, this is my experience with True Mother, and it's rhythmic and it all matches. And if we all put it back to back to back to back, it actually sounds pretty decent. So that was a plus. Yeah. And I mean, also the video was probably one of the first kind of like public things that I did on my social media with like my relationship with like the Unification Church and stuff. So I got like, some of the people at my work were coming up to me asking, like, they're like, so like the public perspective of the movement, right? So they're like, so like, are you married right now? Or like, are you getting married in one of those things? Like asking all these like the surface level questions. But it was great though, because like it's a conversation starter, and it gave me the opportunity to share about like the blessing and like my faith, and like kind of take away some of the stigmas and stuff right there at the grassroots level. So right then and there, like again, at first I was kind of uncomfortable, but it was really amazing. Like it did what it was supposed to do. Like we were really like bold and just said what it is. There's no beating around the bush. This is the only begotten daughter, and this is how we feel about it, and we're hyped. You should be hyped too. Like this is super exciting. And so it was a really positive experience overall. It's a net positive in my life, and I'm fired up, and I'm really excited to do other stuff like that in the future, for sure, without a doubt.
Wow, that is awesome. Thank you, dude. Yeah, no, and we also have to add like an equally large bouquet to you too, because you took care of the mixing and mastering after we had to re-record and stuff. I was like, how was that for you? I never got to like.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. You like put it on your memory. Like, what was that like? Did you have experience mixing before?
Yes. I mean, I went to school for it like a long time ago to audio engineering. I took 2 years of school for it. But after that, I, joined the movement, and I was really, busy and stuff. And I just kind of dropped it. And so every once in a while I do like a side project and stuff. So I was really rusty, but I kind of had some base knowledge.
Wow. That's awesome, because it sounded really good in the end too. Like, because we were trying to reach out to other people, but we're like, oh man, like
we came a long way from the original.
Yeah.
From the original.
Yeah, we did.
The dry version does not sound anything like the final version.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, but you put that together really well, and like the choice of ad libs too. I was like, whoa, this is really cool. Yeah, yeah. Like when I remember hearing like when my part came on for the first time, and I heard the ad libs came up, I was like, oh crap, Ori, this is awesome. So yeah, wow.
Well, yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys gave me a lot to work with, so I really appreciate it. And then Manny sent me this like really perfect dot like Manny sent me this kind of like pristine laminated like recording, and all I had to do was just plug and play. Like it was so easy. So thank you, Manny, for just giving me that. It made it a lot easier.
Yeah, that was the goal. Make it easy.
Yeah. Well, Manny, do you have a microphone at your studio? Is that how you're able to record, or?
Yeah, I have like a home recording like equipment. It's very simple, but the mic is pretty quality mic. And then yeah, I just used that. Did it really quick so I didn't want to like overthink it or anything, and then tried to do the ad libs quick and then sent it like just like that, like clean. So
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Michelle, where did you record it, by the way? I was curious about yours.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I recorded it on my phone
Okay. Me too.
in
Me too.
my church. I tried to find my house is not quiet. So I went to church, but the church audio is a little weird. Honestly, I felt so bad sending it to Masataka and Ori because I was like, I don't know. It sounds so pristine, but they did a great job making it sound good. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I recorded mine on my phone. And at least you did in the church. I did in my freaking closet in my bedroom.
I tried to do mine in my closet, but
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good spot. It's a good spot for sure. Yeah. So Ori, what do you like? How's the reaction been from your friends, family, community? Like showing that to them.
Yeah, it was mainly like the people who it was mainly my I don't know how to describe it. Like 95% of my circle was just like, oh, that was a cool video. Like, good job. And like that was it. Like, good job, Ori. That's really cool. Like you did like that's so awesome. It looks so cool. And then like there's the other 5% where it was like, people who were just now discovering like the movement, and like they were like looking into, what is the only begotten daughter, and like what is like I don't even know. Like I assume like if some of my coworkers came up and asked me, like all of my coworkers are talking about it, like without me actually like knowing about it. So yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. And like I said, I don't know if I said this before we were recording, but yeah, it was a conversation starter for me to be able to share about like my faith, to who is true mother, what is the blessing, all these different kinds of things. And so it was a great opportunity for me to share about this. And it was like a kind of icebreaker. So it was, it's interesting.
Wow. That's awesome that it became like
Yeah.
the first thing that you really publicly posted about your faith too. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the probably the most like blatant like, hey, this is my faith. Yeah. On Instagram, actually, on Instagram. On Facebook I had a couple things, but on Instagram where I have most of like my like friends and stuff on there. Yeah, that was like, the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And but at least it was high quality, if you're gonna do it first, make it
straight up. Like at least it wasn't like some
up.
like super like corny like ABC, like ABC 1, 2, 3, like
yeah.
Like it was actually pretty hard.
Yeah. So wow. So with all this going on, like what are you up to now? Like what are you kind of has this affected, like, are you going to go full on into rap, audio engineer career at this point, or like, how's this change moving forward?
Great question. I don't want to take too much time after this, but great
That's
question. Fine. Actually, like where I am right now in my life, I'm actually trying to start up like my real estate career, and the working on this project, in addition to one of my friends who gave me some advice, they not only did I want to like keep doing music after this project and continue to keep doing things, but it was also suggested to me like, I should dedicate a certain time in the week where I just kind of creatively like just take it out of my like just write something, listen to something, do something music related, because if you don't, then you're gonna get burned out. So as of right now, ever since I got back from Korea, I've been doing every Tuesday. Actually, I have an hour. I don't. It changes every Tuesday, but I have an hour where I actually try to either write something, find a beat that I like, work on music, because I realize that one of the ways that I connect spiritually with God and true parents is actually through writing lyrics, and I can understand myself and my emotions better when I write them down on a page. I could just journal, but it's a lot more fun, like writing a song to like writing like a rap to it. So yeah, so it's actually been helping my spirituality, writing music, and so that's just like a great byproduct of writing about my faith, because it's like not only do I get to write music, but I also get to write something that I feel good about, and something that makes me feel good, something that makes other people feel good. So it's a win-win.
That's amazing. And like, and I want to say this while we're all still here too, but later on in September, on top of October, Las Vegas community is planning on holding a 7-day music workshop. And so, for these ideas to come out and come through, we're still very much in the early planning stages, but Retchbed's part of that planning process. I'm part of that planning process. Deborah is as well. And so we're trying to look for people to come, and hopefully we can produce like basically a new sound, a new, kind of sonic identity for the movement that can carry us through with new holy songs, new music communities, new collaborations. So, if you're working on that, this is like basically, if you can come, this is great prep for that. Yeah, for sure. And I want to have at least a few hip hop songs in there too. I would be so down. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Ori, for sharing it. That's amazing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. And yeah, send me the recording because I want to hear everyone else's reflections as well.
Of course. All right. If that's about it, then we'll see you later, Ori. Thank you so much again, bro.
I love you guys. Take care, guys. Have a great night.
Yeah, much love. Take care. All right. No, I gotta take this jacket off. I was getting off. I'm waiting for that, but it was hot, bro. Yeah. So anyway, who wants to share next? What's popcorn or?
I can go next.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the question again?
Yeah, so like, how was it kind of working on OBD for you, the experience, in Korea, then afterwards seeing the video being released, sharing it with your family and friends, and how are you now? What are you up to now, and what's your kind of future goals and plans?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, first of all, okay, I really appreciated what Ori said. Ori, I feel like he really started off the song with a bang, and his presence like on camera was like, he has so much charisma. Like it was perfect way to start. I feel like for me, that's something I lack in, is that presence. So it was really, oh man, I'm so glad he was here. And also that little, I don't know, the beginning where Mason's like doing like a kick, and he's going like that. Like it's it's iconic, man. It's iconic.
And he does he does the smolder.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I love it. Okay, so for me, my experience back in Korea, it was pretty magical because I actually haven't been working on music for a long time, like not seriously. It's been since maybe last year, like summer of last year. So it was a really long time since I seriously worked on music. And so my experience in Korea was kind of coming back to that initial spirit that I had since I was young, since around like my teenage years. Yeah, when I was young, like I had this energy and wanted to like really inspire people through music and stuff. And then once I got to about I guess I got to about last year in the summertime, I was trying to take it more seriously, but something happened and I had to like kind of forget about it up until this Korea trip. I mean, I tried to make some songs before then, a little bit probably, but this was like the first time I started and I don't know, wrote and finished a project like for the first time in a while. And it made me realize how like natural, I guess, it feels to me, and how much that is a way that I connect with God and true parents as well, is through music. And I just feel like I was able to kind of come back to that through this experience. And it was a very strong, like, and kind of a deep experience in general, like a spiritual experience, being able to come back and do it. And then to have other people with me while I was doing it, is it was kind of like a dream come true in a way, because I think growing up in this movement, like there's not too many people that are into rap. Like I can remember names from when I was growing up, and there's only, so many of them. And so it's pretty like, I think most people, my concept growing up was most people don't really like rap in our church in general. But every time I would make a song or something, then people would really like that song, and they'd say they like what I do, even though they don't like rap in general. And it was like that again with this song. Like a lot of people would kind of comment to me and say like, I don't like rap, but this song, I love this song. I played it so many times over and over on repeat. And yeah, it was kind of the same thing again. And I think there's something to be said about like the spirit of a song, or like what kind of energy you put into it, what kind of heart you put into it. And so with that understanding, like this song is really powerful because everyone had their own verse. And like I always said, like I'm very impressed with how you guys all wrote your verses, and they sound really good to me. And there's just so much heart there. Like, and then if I have my heart, then you guys have all your hearts, and it's just like super amplified and just something like kind of powerful. So anyone can like it, that's kind of how I feel. Like I'm sure there's people in like with the suit and tie people and the higher ups that really like the song, even though it's kind of, it's like a rap song. So let's see. So yeah, that was kind of how it was for me. I really appreciated it because of that. Kind of brought me back to my roots musically, and it made me realize how much like this is something I should keep doing, and something I feel like that God gave me as it could be like a desire, a gift. It's not like I'm particularly super skilled at it or anything, but I know I have the heart for it. I have the passion for it, but it's really kind of buried deep down right now because I'm focused on other things. So, but yeah, so that's kind of how that was. What's the next question again?
Oh yeah. Well, before going on to that, I just wanted to say too that, I mean, also we're actually talking like the other day with Restred, and we were like, oh, like once we found out that you're going to be on the project, and you're kind of like, I mean, one of the most visible, if not the most visible rappers in this movement, young rappers, we were like, oh wow, now it's serious. Now things are getting
Now
intense.
it's serious.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's
the
real.
thing.
But
That's hilarious.
and Manny, I never mentioned this to you before when we were working together, but the first time I saw you was actually in 2021 for the Blessing Fest video.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. And that song they did there, I had no idea who you were, and I was actually on GPA at the time, and so watching that,
Oh shoot, you did GPA. That's crazy.
yeah, yeah, just for half a year, just for a little bit. But I remember watching
Okay.
that from in the workshop, and it was a pretty standard kind of church conference thing with high level leaders and such. But when I saw your song came on, I was like, yo, this movement's kind of hip, and it's hip. It's it's like I was like a rap like I like heard you, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And and after, of course, GPA and stuff, and coming back and now working with you, I looked you up again on like Spotify and YouTube, and I rewatched the video, listened to the lyrics too, and I was like, man, this is what the future of rap sounds like, man. I was just so
Mm,
inspired by that, back then as I am now, and you know so yeah, like you're for me, you're a huge inspiration, and
mm.
and just having you in the song and finishing off with your really strong verse and delivery too. I think that really left an impact on people. So
Oh, that's great. Yo,
yeah,
thanks, man. That
yeah,
song was special. I'm not gonna lie. Like that song was special when I wrote that. It was a while ago, but I feel like that's a really the standard, I guess, that I would want to move forward with projects, because there was the heart, you know, I had like a lot of heart was put into that song, and then they wanted me to perform it for that event, and so then we were able to up the production level of it, and yeah, it was great. So I think that's a good standard song for me to kind of look towards for the future.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so did they ask you to write the song, or you came up with it first and then presented it
Oh,
to
I
them, or?
wrote it. I wrote it first. So the first version of it's on SoundCloud actually, and that first version was, yeah, that was a pretty. I remember writing. It was a very powerful song at first, and then they were like, we want to use it for this program, I guess, and so then I had Sean make a different beat, so and I just rapped over his beat, so we didn't have to mess with the copyright with the original beat, and so it's kind of recreated, I guess, and that recreated version is pretty cool. So yeah, so
That's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, you said you've been rapping for how long? 10 years, did you say? Longer than that? Or?
10, it's more than 10 years now, I guess. It's technically 12. I was 16 when I started. I'm 28 now, so about 12 years.
So, I guess for you, what is like maybe the next 12 years look like for you? Like, you see yourself like getting a lot more into music, or what are you up
not
to?
really. So right now, I had a goal last year to kind of move closer to Sean, but I wasn't able to actually make it out there. And so I'm focusing on my career basically right now. And so I don't really have music in my plans so much. I like what Ori said about doing something like once a week. That would be right now, that would be a stretch for me to do something like that. But my focus is mostly on trying to yeah, get married, get blessed, and figure out a good career that that can kind of help me and my future family. So focusing on personal things, and the music, I just know I'll come back to it. It was kind of like Korea reminded me that I really needed in my life. And there's even people telling me like you have a gift, and there's like a purpose for, you having that gift, I guess, and you really have like a mission almost. So I want to explore that at some point, but just not right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I like if we were to make another song, my thought process is like, if you guys are able to really get everything solid, and you just send me the beat, and I maybe can get a few days to work on it, then I could like bring back a verse or something, is the hope. But yeah, that might be a stretch, but yeah. So I hope by September I'm in a better place. Maybe I could go to that workshop. But yeah, I gotta grow up, you know what I mean? I'm not anymore.
No, yeah, I feel that too. Yeah, it's just like, ooh, like it's always the conflict between like art and and making a living, So, but
Yeah.
yeah. But for sure, like, whatever opportunities you have to make music, and we have to make music together because, it's not just, individuals, each one of us, but together, whatever opportunities that we're like, hey, Manny's going to sound awesome over this, then we'll definitely invite you for that. And, because
For sure.
yeah, I think I sent a, I'm not pressuring you or anything, but I sent a beat to you. Remember? Did you work on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I tried to write something to it, but I was traveling to Kansas City for a job. And so at that time I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And then like I had work, after that, and it was like day to night, like no breaks. And then ever since then, I've been trying to like keep consistent with my work. So I never got back to it. And yeah, no, it's like I do feel like I want to get back to it, but there's like I feel like there's no way at this at this point. It's like a whole, I guess, zone that I have to kind of go into. So and I would say like it's mostly because like I'm not as stable right now where I'm at with my career and stuff. So like once I get some stability, I can definitely see more music being done. So um yeah, so that's kind of the we'll see what happens. But that beat was cool because I I've been wanting to kind of try something with the new I don't know if you guys listen to like Christian rap or hip hop now. Like it sounds very much more modern. And so like putting our own faith into that equation and writing verses with our own faith put into the equation would, yeah, I really want to try that. So it's still in my mind, but I have a lot of different things on my mind in terms of music projects. So yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I know. Yeah, I remember I just kind of like basically ambushed you one day, like, hey, I got a beat for you. So
Bro,
I don't blame you,
it
but
might have worked. It might have worked if I wasn't going to Kansas City at that particular time. So,
oh, okay, yeah. No
yeah, it's
pressure,
just,
but yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, for sure. I know, yeah, definitely a lot's, we all have to think about a lot. So I'm thinking about a lot too in terms of like career because I'm in
yeah.
a similar boat too. So, but
You
I
guys,
hope
yeah,
that,
always with the creative ideas, always with the
yeah,
creative ideas. So that's
yes,
good. I like
yeah.
that one little chorus that Masataka made over like a Kanye beat or something.
Oh,
One
was it
unified Korea or something like that.
one Korea, one
One
Korea, one
Korea.
Korea, one Korea, one
Yeah,
Korea?
that
That
one
one?
was
Yeah.
I was vibing with that. I was vibing with that. And
Yeah.
even that one I'm like, man, I don't have time to work on this, but
Okay, that one's
yeah,
good.
maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, dude. But I'm happy that you're on this song. Happy that you're finding your career stability too, and we'll be more than happy to have you back on another project as well too. So, but thank you so
Heck
much.
yeah.
It was an honor having you on. Actually, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. It's
Ah,
definitely an honor. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
do feel a little bit like on the older side, I guess, but like there's just so much left in the tank for me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, no
um,
worries. Yeah,
yeah.
compared to most people who listen to it, I think we're on the younger side of the age range too. So,
Right,
but,
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. All right. Um, yeah. Thank you. Who wants to share next? I mean,
No.
huh? Yeah, yeah. Michelle, like, do you want to share? Like, I see you smiling.
Okay.
Okay. So. Yeah. So I know that you said this was your first time writing lyrics, right? For rap.
Oh, well, you see, when it comes to me, I never really pushed myself to do anything like huge projects or stuff like that. I've always been interested in music.
Mhm.
I'm in our church band right now, and I've always enjoyed singing and writing. Like when I was a kid, I would like take the tune of a song and like write my own lyrics to it and like often, and then I didn't do that for a while, and then I would often just kind of like be singing for band or be sitting in the pews and thinking, oh man, if we could just change these lyrics to this, or like I get inspiration and I write a couple things down and then I just leave it there in my notes, never
Mhm.
to be seen again. But so like here and there, for rap, not really. For fun, like maybe if I'm just like doing something and then Like I just rap something real quick, and then people are like, "Oh, is that a song?" I was like, "Nah, I just kind of like thought of it or something." But that's the most I've done.
I see. But music was basically always part of your life, though, yeah? It's just like from an early age.
Oh yeah, I think so. Music, the my eras are defined by the type of music I was listening to at those times, you know. And I like all music pretty much. Rock. Oh, I don't really like pop that much, but rock.
You like K-pop though, right? You do some dances, right? Didn't
It
you like at
it
Chongqing?
depends on the sound. It depends
Depends
on
on the
the
sound.
sound.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So, coming on to this like OBD project, like the rap, like what was that like for you coming onto that at first? Like I actually don't know how you were approached, or like did Moss talk to you first, or were you just like heard kind of like me, just heard someone like being like, oh, only begun, and you're like, I can ride to that, or like how'd that start?
I think I was in a room with Tatsu from Las Vegas and
Okay.
Masataka, and
Hmm.
we watched an old video of a rap that was made in Disney World, Japan,
Hmm.
right? Masa, I think. And I remember like that's the earliest memory I had. We were just kind of like joking around, like, oh yeah, they did this or whatever. And I didn't take Masataka seriously when he was like spewing out ideas. I was like, haha, yeah, and then I was like, I don't remember what I was doing, but I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'm down, whatever. And then the next thing I knew, I was in a group chat with Manny, Nick, and Ori, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, am I supposed to be here? Like what's going on? And then I was there and I was like, oh, like, okay, I guess we're doing this, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of how it started. I think Masataka or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was just like that, just an idea, and just all this inspiration came, and I wanted to share it with Michelle and everyone else. And then yeah, I think once you jumped in that group chat, that was a moment where things really took off, and I was like, oh, okay, we got the group here. The group came and showed up, and we just had more and more ideas, and had the lyrics going on, and on the bus and along the whole trip. So yeah,
Yeah, the Avengers assembled basically.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so after hopping onto that project, yeah, I actually didn't know that before. Like, like because what I heard right when I was like, when they put me into the group chat, they're like, oh yeah, like Manny and like is on there, and like Rest Red's on, doing it too, and they said Michelle has like got a good verse going on too. Like, so how's that like process of writing that whole verse for you? Because your verse was like really catchy. Like I think that's the reason why people like really stuck onto it, because the rhymes were good. The flow was like not what you would expect. It was like very catchy, and I think we all like that. How did that come about?
Um, sorry, I'm not that great at taking compliments, but thank you.
You're fine.
Honestly though, like I was okay, to be honest. Okay, sorry. Whew. Like people were sending in their like rhymes just I was like, oh shoot, I haven't done this yet. But I still went to sleep because then it started hitting me that like, oh, we're really doing this. Like I should come up with something, right? So then I remember just like I was up at 2 a.m. and I was like, I'm awake, so let me just like think of something. So I really just went into kind of like, what do I hear mother saying to me a lot? Like what do I want people to hear and to understand about her if I can convey it in a few lines? And a line that's like always stuck out with to me when mother speaks and when she talks about her struggles and having to find a needle, like having to find a needle in a haystack, and she expands on that idea even more, like in a sandstorm and all of that. And so I kind of took it as kind of like, when she, like that needle that she's looking for is someone who is with her 100%. So, I felt like, you know what, like this is what I want to convey to mother through my rap, that like this group youth, like we are that needle. We're with her, like we got her back. So it really was just based on needle in a haystack. After that, I just, like wanted to convey kind of like this unrelenting, like strength. Like we're not gonna go down. We're gonna, work together. So that's why I started off with needle in a haystack, got your back. Doesn't matter what we lack, because, we always feel like we're lacking, and there's always enemies kind of pouring in from here and there, especially these days, so I just wanted to kind of convey that, like, doesn't matter what we lack, enemies attack, we're gonna be one. Yeah.
Wow.
At least that part. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, the message was there, but the rhymes were also there too. That's what I was so impressed about. Like, I was like, I don't like if I wouldn't be able to write that. I think it'd be hard for anyone to write that. So I was just so impressed that like for the first time, you're able to come up with something that sounded good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the reaction from your community, the people around you when the video finally came out and they're like, "Oh, that's Michelle." What was that like?
The older people would stop me and be like, "Hey, I saw your video." And I was like, "What video?" And so that was interesting. They were like, "Yeah, good job." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks." That's like most of the reactions. Everyone who's my age and younger, I walk down anywhere, our church, and I hear people go, "Only begotten, only begotten, only begotten." Or like we're playing volleyball, and then I've got someone going, "Needle in a haystack," or something. And then I think just the other day on Sunday, there was some karaoke going on, and the first song they put on was ours. And I was like, "Ah!" And I ran out of the gym. I was like, "Oh gosh, yeah, Dallas community is unique." But yes, so far,
Awesome.
living it down.
When they put it on karaoke, did you perform it live then for them?
Nope, I left.
Oh, you left. You left. I see.
And
see.
some
What were you
people
about to say,
didn't
though?
know. Oh, well, some people didn't know, and people were like, "Oh yeah, it's Michelle's song." I was like, "What? This is Michelle's song?" I was like, "Huh? What?" But no, it's really good. I mean, I think also the same thing with Ori online. Like, I've also never really been public with my faith either, so that was really nerve-wracking too, sharing it. I was very hesitant about it, about doing that, but I did it. And the people that knew me were like, "Oh, this is cool." Even people that didn't really know what it was about was like, "This is really cool. Oh, you're good rap and everything." Some people from Korea. And then I lost a few followers too. But, after I just kind of felt like, it was time. It was time to really be public, even though it makes me uncomfortable.
Mm. I see. Well, did you grow up in the movement, by the way, or?
No, I
Okay.
joined in 2021.
Okay. All right. Same year as me then. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was one of the interesting things for me too, is that like, this was a very intergenerational group of people. We have you like three first gens, I believe, and three second gens, which is kind of unusual for some projects within the church. Yeah,
Nick,
because
you first gen?
yeah, I'm a first gen. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
either. What is
Oh
going
yeah.
on? My mind is blown. I didn't know Ori was a first gen technically either. So, God, it's just
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of times, for people growing up in the movement, it's like you're only surrounded by other young second gens or third gens, but here we are, and a lot of people actually do assume that we're second gen too. So it's kind of like, whoa, what the heck? So yeah, but I think that's really amazing that, like you said, it's speaking you know, to like, you know, different generations. I think that's one experience that like we've heard a lot today is that, you know, it's like, oh, people who don't even like rap or like people who are like older than us, they're like, oh, this is really good. So, you know, I think, yeah, definitely a big part of that was what you contributed, Michelle. Well, what was it kind of, you know, I don't know if it really affected you in any way, but you know, what was it like, I guess, being the only sister on this project? Was that like a point of pride for you, you know, or
Um, definitely, you could say from like almost like a marketing standpoint, it's great at pulling in the sisters. You
yeah.
know, the
Yeah, you
sisters for
represented.
the
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at first I was quite nervous about being the only sister. Honestly, I was like, oh, you know, what I'm here, you know, like, and honestly, you guys are like so good. I was like, hey, Manny's so good. Like, oh my gosh. I don't remember what song it was, but I have a friend that plays one of Manny's songs all the time in his car, and like, oh, this guy's so cool. Like before I met him, honestly, Manny, I thought you were like 25 or something or younger. I did not know you were 28. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
mm, just yeah, but I think it was good because for like diversity, but also just like having a sister on there, I guess, you know, I hope, you know, maybe it really added kind of, you know, like more inclusivity for everyone. Like this isn't just like a brothers thing. Like it's sisters too, you know? Like all of us, let's like come together and like celebrate and have fun, you know? So I thought it was very unifying in that way, or at least that's the testimony a lot of people give me, that they're like, oh yeah, you're the daughter of God in this group. Like, you know, you guys are singing about a daughter of God, and you know, they have a daughter of God in the group. So I'm now very happy that, or I guess grateful that, you know, I was asked to join. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's you're right. If it was all like just dudes, I think the effect would have been different and probably not as good, honestly. Like it's not even just you, you know, being a sister, but also the energy you bring too. Because I remember, you know, when we were filming and such too, and like recording, like your vibe, it was just like you're so chill. So I think that really came out through your rap as well too. Like the kind of okay, I won't repeat the lyric in case you've done it too much, but like kind of like you know, just really your video presence was just wow. Like this is chill, this is hip, you know, but it's not just a guy thing, you know. And for me, that was like really cool to see and fun to work with as well too. So yeah, but yeah. Well, I mean, so what are you up to these days now? Like how's OBD rap changed your life, and how has hearing the same lyrics over and over again in your ear, how's that impacted your music career going forward?
Uh, you know, I didn't even think I had a music career before this. You know, I always thought, you know, I'm not gonna be good enough to do that kind of stuff, blah blah blah. Even though secretly in my heart, I'm like writing lyrics during Sunday service when I get inspired by something. So honestly, I think I've gotten a bit more confident in a way, kind of like, you know, why am I so worried about how good I am now, or like if I can like measure up, like, you know, this is an offering to God and to true parents, and I don't think they're concerned with, you know, how well my lyrics are written or my flow or things like that. And honestly, like this is what Mother's been asking us to do, is, and it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like I realized I keep telling people like, oh, I want to change the holy songs a little bit, or like, can we sing something else, band, or can we change this verse in this Christian song to make it more like our thing or stuff like that. And maybe I should just do it. Like maybe I should just like go out there and just like write a song, you know, because I'm telling you, I have a lot of unfinished lyrics in my phone, just but I just never had confidence to continue with them. But I think now, especially that you mentioned that there's a music workshop going on, I want to see like, you know, maybe this is, you know, like a really fun thing I can be doing on the side that still makes an impact for other people. I think that that's what I really want to inspire other people to try and do the same thing, really make your faith your own, and be bold and to share it with the world too. That's a process I've had to learn and go through while we were doing this. So I feel like I have a bit more confidence now, just kind of throwing myself out there into the water and seeing what happens. And yeah, it's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be. It's really not. It's really, really fun, actually. I had a lot of fun doing everything there in Korea. And I think it added a lot to my experience in Korea too. So yeah, I guess I'll try to actually finish a song one of these days. And yeah, I like Ori's idea too, like taking some creative time to just let it out, pour it out. Maybe, yeah, maybe I can start to, write some things, come out with something new. And I'm so excited for whatever we do for the future. Because of course, starting off on this project, I wasn't as serious as I was at the beginning as I was towards the end of it. But now I'm just like so many ideas in my head. Like I'm like, we can do so much more. Oh my God, what if we did one like this and we had singing, or like we invited this person, or we did like this kind of style, or and you're mentioning like traditional Korean instruments, and I love traditional instruments so much. So I was really, I mean, I know I don't reply much in the group chat, but I was really like going through, like I started YouTubing like Korean traditional instrumental beats, their sounds and everything. And yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to finish like even one song, right? When you have so many unfinished ideas going around by yourself. But knowing that this is this wasn't just the end. This is the start of a movement, a new music movement within our movement. And this workshop that we're having. Hopefully, if you can come, it'll be a great opportunity to like connect. We're trying to invite up to 100 people potentially, from all across the nation. And so, I think what this OBD rap showed for each of us that, it's kind of like divided, it's hard, united, it's a little easier to like get things out. So yeah, I mean, I think it's beautiful that, that you're already thinking of these ideas and how can we make things better too. And I love to like, work with you on those ideas too, because I feel like you just have like a whole gold mine of, things that are just waiting to come out there. Yeah. 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 I'd be looking forward to that a lot. Yeah, especially because like you sing as well too, and like we heard your voice in the OBD music, rap music video. I'm so glad that we were able to hear you singing. My mom, right? When she saw the video, she was like, "Oh, she has a really good voice. She has a really good singing voice." Yeah.
And oh my God.
Yeah.
What's crazy about that is like literally, I was just so because I mean, by the way, I also don't really know much about music. I just like it. So when we were recording, I was recording with Masa. I was like way too nervous, like so nervous. And so he was like, just like let it out, flow. And what helps me to do that is singing. So at the end, I was just kind of like feeling it, like only, like whatever. And then Masa was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then later he says, I'm gonna add it. And I was like, what? Are you sure? I was just like spewing nonsense. I don't know, but I'm glad it worked out, and I'm glad Masataka has such a good vision.
Somehow, yeah, somehow it came out like really well, like almost perfect. Like it's crazy. Yeah, I thought you put some time into that, but I guess not.
He said, "I thought you worked hard on that."
Oh God.
No, I didn't know that either. Like, wow, yeah. Because when we heard that, that was like a really beautiful way to end off the song. So I was like, oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, wow. See, this is the funny thing about it. So much of this was impromptu. So much of it is like we don't even find out that it was improvised like last second until like today, basically. I think that's the beautiful thing about it, how like inspired this was too. So, I'm just that just blows my mind every time. So thank you, Michelle, for sharing about that. I'm happy. I'm happy to hear. Yeah. Masa, can we save you last? I actually want to give you the final word for today. As our dad, I want to give final words to dad.
Thanks, Klaus, for hosting this. Actually, you've been doing a really good job. And
actually, I was thinking, could I actually share first before you, so you can
yes,
have a final word? Yeah. So, yeah, I want to save what do you call it? Not best for last, but like supper for dinner or something like that. Anyway, sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night, so whatever comes out might be a little strange. But yeah, I'll go ahead. For me, I think that the OBD rap was maybe hard to say the highlight. There were multiple highlights, but in terms of like a tangible, substantial highlight, I think that was it for sure. Because being in this movement for a little bit, sometimes it is a little difficult for I think us youth to feel like, oh, like we can really start things without getting some permission first, or like or kind of really put ourselves entirely out there without breaking from schedule or because Kriya was a busy schedule. So for me, being able to work on the song so like again grassroots, kind of like popping up out of the blue, that was like whoa. I mean, I used to work, I used to run a music club on my campus for like, gathering people to work on songs. And, we would prepare songs over a course of like a month, 2 months, and then perform. But so to like work, like create lyrics, find a beat, rehearse, perform it, record it, and film it all within the span of a few days. I'm like, whoa, this is light speed, and that's crazy. But I think that goes to show for me how much more inspired it was when I was kind of after I kind of was called back by God, because I started off the creative trip more kind of like a little agnostic, little Buddhist, little atheist, little all that. But after having a spiritual experience with prayer for the first time, I felt like a lot of things just opened up, and the OBD rap was one of them, where it's like, okay, there's a real reason, there's a real kind of spiritual motivation and force behind this now. And so kind of coming back from Kriya and just continuing to, work in each of our own ways on re-recording and, just kind of providing feedback and just seeing this project come together, I was like, wow, this is way more than just the live performance we did at Cheongpyeong, which was amazing too. I that was like one of the funnest performances I've ever been a part of. But once we started being really serious about this music video, I was like, okay, this is going to become something magical. And, it did. And I see that not only because of my own kind of, I guess, satisfaction and really just happiness with the product being finally released, but also, seeing other people's testimonies. I've heard, and that's actually, I want to say to Masa, thank you for sharing all the testimonies and all the news. You've been basically our reporter for the song as well too. Like where we say you handled all the promotion and like not only to other people, but you handled the marketing inside our group too. Like it was through, yeah, we heard so many good testimonies coming from people that you knew from your end. And so hearing those, seeing how it spreads to Chonchumons across the globe, and also within my Las Vegas community too, hearing how it's reignited the elder generation, and also how the younger generation has been putting on Spotify or not Spotify, but listening to it over and over. And they're like, yo, this is actually pretty cool. And so it's one trend that I noticed among all of us who've shared so far, that it brought people together who, no matter what they liked or no matter who they were, I've seen just wow, just so many cool testimonies coming out of this. And so that's what it kind of proved to me, like, wow, God was really working through our efforts. And so for me, that kind of inspired me, okay, how can, we not just stop with one song, but how can we kind of make this into a movement of some sorts? And so these days I'm very I mean, I guess I got more, at least on my end, like the song kind of gave me some attention, which was like kind of very honoring and very, very like humbling. But also it's like, wow, I'm busy now because I've got a bunch of song ideas like you, Michelle, and you, Maddie, like a bunch of like unfinished lyrics, but also a bunch of lyrics that I started writing after Chung Pyong too. After Chung Pyong, I probably have about like 40 plus drafts of varying length now, kind of, yeah. And it's, and it's like, how do I kind of put these out there? How do I kind of promote the message of True Mother, of God, of Providence, and also other issues that we're seeing too? And it was actually through Masa and and other people who kind of pushed me. Okay, how can we focus on Korean reunification as well? So that's one thing that I ended up writing a whole song, even though Masa was like, "Hey, let's do this together." I was like, "Okay, then let me try writing maybe like a few lines," and then a few lines turned into a verse, and then the verse turned into a whole song. So, but I'm pushing forward a project right now called Tongyo, which will be about Korean reunification, and Masa is working on the lyric video for that, and I'm also working with Uncle Steve Child from UPF and seeing how can we kind of like make this a broader community thing too. Um, so many projects are kind of swirling around for me, and I'm busier now more than I think a long time in my life. And so, but it's very productive and it's very intimidating and very scary. And because I think like quite a few of us, we're like, I was like, wait a minute, before this, I didn't rap at all, and all of a sudden now I'm rapping. What's going on? And I do have to say too that like kind of when I was hearing everybody else's verses, how good they were, how experienced they were, I was like, wow, am I really the right person to be using rap as a tool as well too? And I was just thinking, well, since I can, might as well go for it. So I'm in a position where I can I can definitely work towards this. So, but whatever True Mother is doing right now, whatever is kind of set forth on the table, it's just kind of how can we utilize these avenues of culture and art and music in order to really push forward what hasn't been able to be achieved for a very long time. And so yeah, it's been amazing. It's been a humbling. It's been terrifying in some ways too, because I'm like, this music is reaching everywhere in the world. That was like, I'm like, do they have like, I was like saying to myself, oh, there's like the security bureaus of these countries, do they have like files on us now? And I was like, oh wait, it's only 50,000. It's not like 50 million yet. I'll cool down for a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and above all, it was just a really fun experience. This is probably like one of the most like magical collaborative musical experiences I've had in my life. And like Manny said, it was just so cool to see all of us come together just so naturally. And for me, trying to get people together for anything, and music especially, is challenging. But seeing how this came together, I'm only convinced that it was God who did it. So going forward, I'm just excited to see what that looks like. Whether I become a full-time rapper or kind of a activist, or whether I just settle down into something and do settle down and do something like art on the side and music on the side. I don't know what's in store, but I'm really excited to keep going because hip hop is cool, rap is cool. I've always been surrounded by it, and I feel like there's so much potential to be tapped and changing the world with it too. So yeah, that's where I am with it. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how unified we became through this experience and so quickly. Like it was amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go, but I just want to say thank you again to everyone. Thank you, Masa. He's really the spearhead. Like, holy crap, he took every opportunity possible to make it happen. So it, man, that's crazy. And then Nicholas too, man. Man, you've been able to push this as well. I feel like everyone else has kind of pushed it And so I'm grateful for that. You guys helping me like get back into it. So yeah, 50,000 views. I did not expect that, bro. And it's like all the comments too, like good comments, even bad comments. Like I feel like the bad comments that's how you know it's like big. And
Yeah.
so are the negative ones. And so I'm just like, I don't know, I was just in awe the whole time. But yeah, let me know how things go. Moving forward, we got our group chat. So thank you very much, guys. And I'll
For
see you
sure.
soon.
Thank you, Manny. Peace out, bro. Much love. Thank you,
Yeah.
Manny.
Peace.
Yeah, Manny, our king.
Yeah. All right. So, and then there were three. But yeah, Masa, I actually wanted to, save you last. I hope I didn't go ahead of you too much, but because you're the one who, you were the seed of you're the planter of the seed of this idea. I really wanted to end with you, and if you could, yeah, give some commentary on this. I know we've talked quite a bit, you and me, and we've done some interviews, but yeah, what's on your mind? What's on your heart about all this?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I think first of all, this is the year of the Blue Dragon, as has been said many, many times this year. And, with this, it's not really just a phrase, but I felt that this year is a really spiritual year, a year where creativity can happen, and a year that, Mother's asking everyone to tell the world who she is. And so I was thinking about this a lot in the beginning of the year, like, yeah, we're still lacking in this realm. And all I gotta have to say is just thank you guys for choosing to go on this trip and for being part of this. Because I didn't expect it to how do you say? It was a lot bigger than anticipated or expected. Everything that happened. But I think because we showed up with this spirit and this desperation to want to contribute, and as everyone says, we did it together. It really showed a lot of support. And I just have to say too that yeah, it's really been helping out a lot of people around the world. I think while creating this, I was thinking about the live skit in Champyong and even beyond that, the music video. But when I was editing the video, I was thinking how many people can really see support and hope through this music video, and seeing America come together, and everyone in this group represents America, and really stepping up. And this is also a prayer that I had when I was in Champyong for the first 90 days of this year. I was asking America to rise up, but I was like, what does that mean? What does that look like? And the ripple effect of us doing this actually is a lot bigger than I saw initially. But during the process, and even now, I've been getting replies from people in Europe saying that they're working out to this music when they're working out, like at the gym. People in Japan saying that it's giving them hope, and people around the world, getting motivated by this. And even there was like a lady, she was getting like her MRI or CAT scan, and as she was laying down, all she can see is like kids coming together and saying "Only Begotten," or just having a lot of joy, and that got her through that process. So yeah, it's been like a really big blessing, and I really felt like Spirit World guiding everybody for sure, because God knows everyone's talents and God knows everyone's potential, and all I did was just follow that spirit, follow that intuition, and just let Spirit World work. And multiple times I was like, this has to be Hyojinim, this has to be Spirit World working here. This has to be something definitely beyond all of us working, because I do feel like the desperation our true parents have for this time. And yeah, I just have to again thank you guys for stepping up to this. And one thing that I really wish is like, man, we have like, you guys are awesome and great, and there's like a lot of other people who want to be on this, and like it doesn't stop here. There's a lot more to come, and this is meant, I felt God saying this isn't a one-time thing. It's more of like, let's motivate the movement to create more pieces like this so that we can continue with the Hyojin culture. And I liked how everybody in the group was a leader in their own way, and everything flowed so well. And it was just a joy making, and that's how everything turned out to the way it was and the way it did. And yeah, I'm in that same space too. Like, you know, I could post online, I could post it fine, but now I gotta talk to my Christian friends about, you know, so you believe only the granddaughter, and also my other friends as well. That's also something I'm stepping into. But because before this, you know, I would share to people, but it would take time. But having this is a bold statement. But I know that I'm not doing this alone, and that's, I think, the really important thing is we're here together, and it reminds everybody wherever they're at, wherever if they think they're alone, they're not alone, and just showing the support and everyone stepping up. And I think you guys are talented. You guys are really talented and super worthy to rap and sing. And I'm just happy. I'm really happy. And it's this project kept me in check with my life of faith, with my going forward to witness, and it helped me out a lot, and it gave me inspiration. I had to cut coffee and caffeine because I was getting too much energy. So I've been off of caffeine for like 4 weeks now. And but you know, this momentum, I want to keep going. And you know, being 35, this was a statement that is helping me to go to the blessing, because I felt I haven't, you know, proclaimed you parents as who they are. So yeah, it really is like a stepping stone, and also like a segue for the next step. But my biggest wish is for people in Japan and Korea and Europe, everywhere in the world, to keep creating more, and to put God and your parents in the center, and you'll see miracles work. You'll see miracles work, and we have to build this global connection to support one another. And yeah, I'm ready for the next projects with you guys, and also really seriously about Korean unification. This is a huge thing. Korean unification has been needed since 1953, and so I really thank Nick for writing the pieces that you've been doing, Nick. And I think this is really metaphysical. It's beyond our human thinking of what's happening. And all I can say is let's you know, let's keep going strong this year. The Dragon. We have 6 more months, and a lot of things can happen. So a lot of great things. So thank you so much, guys, for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Masa. You know, I mean, besides, you know, all the roles you took on, you know, in the creation of this project, like the final product, the video was just so like, it was so full of character. It was so colorful. It was quirky. It was moving. It was, you know, beautiful. It was like striking. It was just all these different things, and people love that. We love that, and you know, we saw how much hard work and effort you put in after the we came back too. I think you told me once it was what 200 hours of post production just to get the whole thing completed. Yeah,
I think about 200 hours. Yeah, editing and computer freezing and a lot of different things happening.
yeah.
But about that much, yeah.
I think that sort of investment, you know, is really what pushed this project like to like the next level. You know, like you know, it was, you know, it was already good as it was, but I think you just took it to like new heights with that. And you know, Spirit World working behind you and behind all of us, I think really saw each of our own investments too. And so I'm just really grateful that you got us together for this idea that some of us were kind of not sure about if it was serious. Some of us thought it was maybe a little goofy or corny at first. You know, some people were like, "Oh, okay, is this going to actually work? Is this, you know, all right? This is just for Chungkyung, I guess." But really, I think that having now reached, you know, over 50,000 views and being played at Shonchiwons and, you know, in centers across the world, I think, you know, that impact is so present, and I'm so happy that you brought us together for this. So thank you so much, man. Like, you know, and you know, I'm looking forward to all the projects that we're going to be working on together too. I know that we're doing Tongyo together. We'll be doing more music videos together too, and you know, and the 7-day music workshop. You know, that's something that I like to bring all of you guys to as representing Las Vegas. Love to see you guys for that.
Well, one more thing I wanted to add too is like I wasn't initially going to go on this trip because I had COVID before, and also I had mononucleosis, so like my physical condition was actually really limited, and I told the media team that too. So my initial mindset was like, I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to go and do what I can. But when this idea came up for the rap, it just kept me going. But just like, shout out to anyone out there who's considering going to like a workshop but feel hesitant, or going somewhere, like on these pilgrimages, whatever. I recommend going there and just being present. And you never know how God can work in these situations. And yeah, that's my.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'll end on this, that like you said, going on these workshops and finding other people. I think as much as this is a movement of each of us individually, this is a movement of communities too, of our families, of our of our nations, of our states. Whatever it is, we're all in this together, and we're all here for each other too. So whenever we need support, like Manny said, we have a group chat. We're there. We have each other's contact info, and we're going to involve each other in upcoming things, as much as we want to and as much as we can. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to going forward together with all of you guys. Yeah, so
let's find the needles out there, bring them together.
Yes, let's find the needles in the haystacks and the sandstorms. All right, cool.
So
Is there anything
for you guys? So grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Nick. Yeah. Ori, Resfred's representing the blessed couples. Woo!
Yes. Resfred, best Fred.
Best Fred.
Best Fred.
Yeah. He blessed this group. He blessed it.
Yeah, he did. So yeah. So Masa, are you going to be editing the like, I guess, this meeting and posting it online, or just posting it to your group chat, or what are you thinking?
I was thinking posting on YouTube, posting it online, putting it on Google Drive, and then if you guys want to share it too on your platforms, that's great.
Okay, cool. That sounds good with me. How about you, Michelle?
Me for this?
Yeah, that sounds good too. Having this on YouTube for the whole wide world.
Who's YouTube? Like
Masa's, right?
Oh,
yeah. Unconditional Productions is good, and then like your guys' Facebook, YouTube, or anything.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got lost in what you asked. I was like,
You're fine. My bad. Yeah. All right, cool. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to seeing the recording and the final version, and also the things we shot. And I'm also looking forward to sharing this with Resfred and Ori and Manny, who couldn't catch all of it too. So yeah, thank you again, guys. It was I'm really glad we could talk. Like after like a month, like having not seen each other, I'm glad we could get it together. So thank you for making time and doing this too.
I'll visit you guys in Vegas one of these days or something.
Yes, for sure.
Reunion or something.
For sure. And I'm down to come to Texas too, so visit you guys down there too.
Yeah.
So. Wait, is actually
activity in Texas happening, or what's happening in Texas?
Camp Lone Star and so many things. By the way, if I leave, it's because my phone died.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, no problem. All right. Well, in that case, let's call it a day, and we'll see each other soon. All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.